Hello and welcome to this new lecture on how to use the resume templates to write a best resumes application covering letter. So in this lecture, we will tell you how to use a resume template that can customize or personalize your resume. See, the customization and personalization of resume is critical, right? We have talked about that because the recruiters are very busy people and they would like to listen from you in your resume only things that are relevant for them. So it's important that you don't send the same CV or resume to everyone, but you personalize that. And how to do that without costing you a fortune of time is what we will talk about in this lecture. So first question is to look at why should we personalize these resumes? Why should we have these resume templates? So as we were saying, personalization or customization of resumes is important for you to get that very much required or waited for resume for you to get that interview call letter. But what we find is that most people don't do that. Why? Because it's easy, right? It takes a lot of time. Requires some amount of thinking. And who has time? In fact, even when you're looking for a job. So most job seekers use a generic one size fits all resume instead of tailoring to each job description. So that's the problem. And what, as a result of that, what and why do they do that? Is one, either they don't know the method that we have laid out already in this course, or they don't have the time to quickly customize resume for different jobs without rewriting everything. So it's either not knowing what to do or being lazy to do that. So what we have for you is a thing that can solve your problem. We have already covered the method, right? Now what we are providing you here is a template for variety of job roles that are critical for those of you who are either recent graduates or who are seeking for entry level roles. It can also be used by other people, but it's most critical for those people who are recent graduates and who are struggling to write a good resume and get that interview call. Plus, in this lecture, we will also teach you the way to, use this resume. And in that process, you will see that your keywords of the job postings are aligned in your resume, and hence this resume should work better, right? So, what does this template look like? So this is how this template look like. And I know it's not possible to read this, but I thought first I'll give you, it's a one pager first thing. It is exactly in a format of the resume that we have laid out in this course for you. So let's take a look at this, close look at this template. And what is good part in this is that this can help you personalize your CV quickly. You don't need to spend too much time. And why? You will see that. So it's a pre-filled template for some selected roles. For those are the most common or difficult ones for people like you who are the entry level or recent graduates, like a entry level business analyst, right? So let's take a look at the top part of that, a little more granularity. So in the top part, you will find the name of the position, right? And a pre-filled description of about me based on the representative job description from an English-speaking developed country, right? So you already have these two. So you know, for if you are looking for a job of an entry-level business analyst, what is as an example of to write it about me? Right. This will provide an example and starting point for you to write an effective about me description. You will need to modify it based on your actual JD that you are applying for to make it more specific and targeted. And you will need to insert a then you need to do is to insert a professional color photograph at the top left of the template as you see here in circle, and of course, write the name at the top of the CV that you want to send to. So that those are the few things. So what you see here is there's a pre-filled description of about me here. Let us now scroll down and see the education and experience sections. So in the experience and education section now, here what you need to list is a list of courses or qualifications that you have attained. and they should be related to the position mentioned in the template. Now, if you are a scholar in Sanskrit and you're applying for a entry-level business analyst, does it make sense to even include this here? I would say no. So we need to put all those things. And what we have done is we have pre-filled the qualification most JDs ask, and you either need to select one of them by deleting the remaining ones or add a new one in case it is not included in our pre-filled description. Then you need to mention the certifying institute and the year of graduation or year of completion or passing out, as you see here. Then in the experience section, we have again pre-filled the expected achievements for the position, and we have filled everything. Now, what you need to do is to keep those you have actually worked on and quantify the impact and remove the rest. Quantification of impact is very critical. We possibly could not do the quantification because we don't know your case. But we have done is we have listed all possible things that they would expect you to achieve, and you can then decide which ones to keep and which ones to remove. Please remember to mention the time when you worked on in this role in the first two columns from and to, and the position and the name of the company. So then that will make sure that you have completed the experience section well. Let us now look at the skills below the education. Now, in this section of skills, we have again filled in the commonly required technical and soft skills needed. Now, again, here you need to only keep those that you have supporting details in your experience at the right, or can demonstrate those skills during the interview. It's better not to include a skill that you will falter during the interview, right? So if there are additional technical or soft skills listed in the JD that you are applying for and you have, please add them in the right place using the words in the JD. Critical thing is to using the exact words in the JD. A copy and paste is a good option to consider if you have that skill. Now you are left with providing your demographic details below the skill and competency section. So let's go there. So in this part, it is easy now. All the difficult work has been done with the help of the pre-filled information for that position. That should make making your customizing your CV much more easier. Now, what you need to do is to provide your age, address, phone number, email ID, and your LinkedIn URL. Please make sure that you have updated your LinkedIn profile with the details provided in this role. And you can also, after you've done all this, you can add any more information in any section based on your relevant knowledge and skills and attitudes, as well as your experience. If you have work experience in other areas, mention them in a chronological order in brief. Don't spend too much time there. Maximum couple of lines should be good enough. And that is required for sake of continuity of experience. So start with most recent and go down further. Then wherever this experience relevant to your entry level business analyst comes, include that. It could be a work experience, it could be a project experience. So feel free to include that. Then you have the content ready. So format the content as needed. It should look good, as we said. It should look appealing. And what that you should do after the updating the content about your knowledge, skills, and aptitudes based on the actual job description received from the recruiter. It's likely that there will only 10% variation from what we have pre-filled here because we have taken a representative sample of the JD for entry level business analyst position. You can reach out to me at enrichmentors@enrichmentors.in to help you create a great resume and CV that can help you get shortlisted for the interview. Happy to help. So question is, why should this personalization work? You remember we had said that this is like a keyword matching game, right? So in this, what you see here, we have already used common ATS words, and you can go and find them like business analyst, data analysis, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, Excel. So all the relevant and common ATS words are already built in that. So be careful not to remove them as you go forward. Second, that this contains most of the important skill for new graduates. right? And this is template is most helpful for the recent graduates or people who are looking for entry-level job in business analyst position. And the skills that are required are Excel, data analysis, process mapping, reporting, and communication. And that there's one challenge that's still left for you as an applicant is to provide the supporting practical experience, especially when you haven't had a full-time job. And the best would be to see if you have project experiences that you can write uh, as your experience, and then you provide from to detail as well as where you worked. And it could be your institute, and you could be saying you work, or it could be any company like ours, Enrichmenters, you worked as an intern. So write those to address such a big challenge that you have as an applicant. So what are the other templates you can find? So looks like this could be helpful to you. So what are the other templates that you can find? So other than entry level business analyst, we also have marketing coordinator and digital marketing analyst, a template that you can go and find subsequently. Well, in further to this lecture. Then there is a data analyst template. There is software developer, front end developer, human resources coordinator, HR assistant, finance and investment analyst, sales rep for B2B and B2C, the UX UI designer, and a cybersecurity analyst. Finally, a logistic coordinator, a supply chain analyst. So these are the various templates you can find, right? So where can you find these templates? So this is a lecture that you find in the news section where we have titled as how to use the templates. And there the first lecture is this lecture and subsequent lectures. You find each one of the templates. Say the next lecture is the business resume template. And there are two things that we have kept there in the lecture. One, you can see the picture of the template when if you look at the content. And second, in the downloadable resources, you have the Word file that you can actually use to build on the pre-filled information that you have provided. So thank you so much for watching this lecture on how to use resume templates to create your resumes best and the application covering letters to get shortlisted in a dream job that you're looking for. I hope you find this lecture useful. You have enjoyed it. And I do look forward to see you again somewhere in this lecture. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions and contact me, especially you want me to review your CV or resume. I'll be happy to do that. And download the PDF file as well as the Word file that you can use to create a customized resume for yourself.